married, and with her, we were just the two of us for so long. Her dad and I divorced when she was 3. So we were very close to each other. And like I said before, she was so sweet. She was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I thank God every day that I got her, that I got to have her for 19 years.
Me too.
I was very blessed with having her. And the craziest thing is when she was home in December, and I really don't think I've talked about this much, but when she was home for Christmas that December and was killed in February, a few months before or after, I was talking to her about our cousin, but he's my first cousin, I don't know how that first cousin, second cousin, he was a cousin, had died in July, 6 months earlier. And I was telling her about his funeral. She knew him. I was close to him when we were kids, and still close to his family and him. She didn't get to go to the funeral because she worked for Tech that summer, and so she had to go early. And so I was telling her about the funeral, and I told her I knew Wayne was sweet, but I had no idea that so many people just loved him because his funeral, and there were lots of people there, and talked so nice about him. And I said, I don't want a funeral. I don't want to have that at all, but I would like to make an impact like he did. And in my room, I was in the bed, and I have a chair in there. She was sitting in it, and she jumps up, and she's very, animated.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, not me. I want a funeral. And she started talking about what she wanted for her funeral. I want a pink casket. I want a lot of flowers. And people better be crying. And I was like, you know what? Just stop talking about this. Just stop. Stop talking about it. And she was hugging me, and we were just talking about, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I had to go first. No, you've got to go first. I mean, it was a weird conversation now that I think back on it, but at that moment it just kind of was a natural but not natural conversation.
Yeah.
But I actually knew what she wanted for her funeral just a few months later because of that conversation. It was, there were so many weird things. I say weird, but I know they're not weird. They were all put there
for a reason.
There was a purpose for all of it. I had her phone so I could see messages in her phone, but I don't mean messages from other people to her. I mean things that she had in it. Her notes, her Bible verses that she saved, notes from church, and there were so many I think were meant for me to see. Just on God.
It's almost like she's sending you comfort from beyond. And she had no idea how much it would help you, but she did,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Those are gifts. It's almost like when somebody sends me, I found this picture of me and him. I'm just like, oh my God. It's like a little gift to me.
Yes.
And I don't think people understand how it brightens my day. Because I just want to see his face.
Yeah. I love getting messages or notes or somebody saying, I knew Gracie.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, my other daughter, Crystal, sent me a text and said, Mom, look at this. A girl sent it to me. She said, isn't this your sister? And it was when Gracie was in kindergarten. And I'm like, I've never seen that picture before.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for that. And just so many people would say something and then they knew Gracie. So hearing about it way after the fact and hearing things that she did or said to them or pictures, I love having all that.
I think that our biggest fear is people are going to quit talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but they're a part of us. They're such a part. And I think, I'm not taking away from a father, but a mom, they came, we gave them life. And it's not the right pecking order. We're supposed to go before our kids. It's not right. But
I still feel her around every now and then, especially whenever I'm just so upset with Jackson, like he hasn't done something or he's done something again that he shouldn't do, and I'm just so upset. And I'll go in my room and I'm like, I can smell her. And I'm thinking, okay.
She's calming you.
I need to calm down. She would tell me, "You're extra. You're so extra, Mom." And I would say that about her, but she would tell me I was extra when she thought I was being unreasonable. And okay, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll calm down. So,
have you had any dreams? Does she come to you in any dreams?
Oh my gosh.
Those are the best.
Okay. I'm going to tell you about the first dream. This was in October after her death. I went to Tech. I didn't realize it was Parents' Weekend at Tech.
Mm.
And I went for a memorial service that they hold every year for students that have passed.
Yeah, they do that at A&M too.
So I was there for that reason, and then I found out it was Parents' Weekend. So everywhere I looked, there were college students with their parents, and that really killed me.
Yeah, I bet.
I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand to see them with their kids.
Happy for them, not happy for myself.
Yes. Yeah. And when I got home from that trip, I walked to my living room, and I feel like while I was on the trip, I did what I had to do. I walked, I moved, I talked. Her niece went with me. Her niece is 3 months older than her, and she went with me, and so I have to be strong for her too. So when I get home though, and no one's around, I made it to my couch and I laid down. I was actually supposed to go to work that afternoon. There was just once I got home, I knew there was no way I was going to work. But I laid on the couch and I'm just sobbing, and I fall asleep, and in my sleep I dream about her, and it was the realest dream. I feel like it was real, like I really think this happened, but that sounds crazy to a lot of people.
No, I've had the dream.
She came to me though, and she took my hand, and we were flying in the air, and she said, "Mom, I only have an hour. I have 1 hour." She kept telling me that while she's holding my hand. I only have 1 hour, and I'm just looking at her. I don't even remember if I said anything to her in this dream. I remember us flying over the most beautiful scenery ever, and she said, I'm okay, and I know you love me. And then I guess I probably said, I don't want you to go, and she's like, I told you I only have an hour. And then she was gone, and I woke up, and I felt lighter, better. I don't even think I could cry because it was just so real, and I knew she was okay. I mean, I knew she was okay anyway.
Yeah.
But one of the things I struggled with the most, other than her death, is did she know how much I loved her and how proud I was of her? Did I say it enough? I mean, that was a really, really tough feeling for me because I was hard on her, with clothing. Like, that's too revealing. You gotta go put something else on.
But that's our job as a mom.
I know.
You did it because you loved her,
I read a text from, I read a text that she had written to the young man that she was going to see that night. And she said, why didn't my mom just say I was pretty? And I was like, oh my gosh, that killed me. Because I said, that's too revealing. And she said, why couldn't she just say I was pretty? And I thought, man, what did that make her feel about herself that day?
Yeah.
And so you remember I said I tend to hold on to those last things. And I'm like, why didn't I just say she looks beautiful?
Well, how about when Chase left for work that day? Well, I always said I love you when anybody walked out that door. And it's kind of a rule. Yeah. When you're getting off the phone, whatever. I said, have fun. Why? And that killed me for a long time. Just going, why did I do that? And then I went through the same thing. Did he know? Did he know? But my dream that was so real, similar, I felt lighter when I woke up.
Yeah.
And it was like right before the 5-year anniversary, and I was like, I text my mom and my sisters, like, I think I'm going to be okay. Because they were terrified of losing me. They just thought I'd never be the same. But it's so weird how similar that feeling, like it felt lighter, and like it was like I could breathe again. Because he told me, I'm okay, I love you, and I miss you.
It gives me chills.
It was just beautiful, and it was so real,
And you needed it.
I needed it.
I needed it.
Because I probably wouldn't, I don't know how I would feel today had I not gotten that message.
Yeah.
It was so important. And, I had 2 other kids
I think
I
that
had to take care of.
Having Jackson, like the timing, God's timing of things, having him, that was not my plan.
Right.
To raise another child, but I had him, and I know he needed me, and I needed him.
Yeah.
So having him was very much a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having him
Yeah.
was a blessing.
Absolutely.
The second dream I had was later, maybe 2 years later. Real dreams. I've had lots of dreams about her, but not like real dreams. Only 2 of those. I had a student teacher one time, and she loved Gracie, and they would spend time together. And she told her, had a dream that your mom had a date, and she wore a little black dress on this date. Gracie wanted me to date and marry, and I never did. I never wanted to. But she wanted me to. And so in this dream, I am trying on a black dress. I'm in the dressing room trying on this black dress, which would mean I'm going on a date. I'm guessing. Gracie comes to me into the dressing room, and she says, Mom, that ain't it. She's so would have told me that in real life. And I turn and I'm just hugging her so tight. And I'm like, oh, I miss you so much. I miss you so much. I wish you were here. And when I said that, she dropped her arms from hugging me and said, why would you wish I was here? I'm perfect now. And she left. I've never had another real dream about her.
Wow.
Since then. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's right. Why would I wish her here? For my own selfishness.
Yeah.
So now I say I wish me there. I can't wish her here. She would have hated all the things that have gone on since her death in this world. And she is in a perfect place.
Yep.
And she's perfect. And, still teaching me after death. I mean, still getting on to me. I can hear her so much whenever I'm in a moment telling me, even if I'm crying and I'm sad about her, she's like, you're being extra. You gotta stop this. So, I mentioned earlier about her friends and announcements, getting married, and having
those are tough.
The things that I'll miss with her, and now they're happening, with all her friends. And I did not want to go to a wedding with one of her close friends. I just didn't want to do it. I was so upset and crying, and not at the friend.
Yeah, no.
Not really.
Well, what she's
it's just
missing.
About life, like, I don't get that, and I'm going to miss her, and I'm going to cry through the whole thing, so why should I go? And I can remember her saying, you're extra, it's not about you, you have to go. I'm like, dang. So I went, of course, and I thought about her, but I was okay.
Yeah.
I was okay, and I know she would have wanted me to go.
Yeah.
So
I'll never forget Holden, or one of my son's friends, giving me his baby to hold for the first time, and I lost it. And I was like, I'm so happy for y'all. This is not... And they're like, we know. But it was so embarrassing, because I was just like, what happened? Because I just knew he's never going to have this, and those firsts are hard.
Yes, they are.
But I didn't think I'd make it through my other son's wedding. I would cry, and they're like, well, you need to focus on something else, when I thought about doing a dance with him, because I wouldn't do that with Chase. And I did okay. Just a little tears. Not too bad. But
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
miss seeing, or living it with somebody else and knowing that they're never going to have that or have a child or, but is there anything that you want the world to know about her that somebody may not know? I mean, obviously, how beautiful inside and out, which is so important.
Beautiful inside and
yeah,
out.
for sure.
I know she had moments, and I know some of this white hair on my head is from those moments. But she was an amazing girl. I don't know that it's to know about her, because I think I've told everybody about her, but just love your kids, hug them, tell them you love them, tell them you're proud of them.
Tell them they're pretty.
If they're making a decision, I was getting to that. If they're making a decision that you don't necessarily agree with, you can disagree, but it's really their decision, and they need support with that decision.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's something that's going to hurt them or someone else, obviously that's a different situation. But I was brought up with whatever I do is a reflection on that parent.
Uh-huh.
So whatever you do, if it's embarrassing, it's me they're talking about. It's not you they're talking about, so I'm embarrassed. And I kind of was that way. And I feel horrible for that. I mean, Gracie had her own style. She was definitely her own person. And I'm worried about what somebody's going to think, that her dress was too low, of my friends.
Yeah.
Not hers. And I feel horrible for that.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with her beauty, inside or out. I mean, that was her choice, and I should have just said, you look beautiful, and moved on from that. So... accept your kids for who they are, and don't worry about what someone else thinks about them.
Yeah.
Worry about your child.
Yeah.
Instead. So, I do wish I could have changed that, with her. And this is a horrible thing to even have to think about, but I don't want anybody to go and talk to their kid about what kind of funeral they want, but you do need to talk to them about her bank account. She needed a beneficiary on your bank account. Who knows that? I didn't know that. You need a beneficiary on your bank account. I thought your will covered all of that stuff. Well, it doesn't. So you need a beneficiary. Your kids who are opening bank accounts need to add one to that. So it's just little things like that.
I wouldn't.
How do you cancel credit cards or pay bills that they owe? You just need to have some information, more information. You don't have to know what they have, but they need to know what to do about it.
Right.
So never lessons I had ever thought of having with my child. So.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to, honestly.
No, you shouldn't, but
it does happen. Yeah. I just don't remember, and as a kid, growing up, I don't remember this many people I knew that lost children. It's weird to me.
I knew my aunt lost a child, and I think that's really the only person I knew that had lost a child. I know. This is weird, but whenever I was a kid, I would pray to God, say, please don't let me have children if I'm going to die young and leave them, because my mother was killed, and I did not want a kid to go through that of mine, and I remember praying that prayer all the time. It was one thing that I was so scared of, and I was scared of losing my kids, too, once I had kids. I was always, be safe, overly protective.
Same. I didn't let my daughter go in the front yard till she was 14 by herself. I was like, you think I was very overprotective. Yeah. But, I think I just went through life losing so many people that it made me hold on tighter when I really don't have any control. Yeah. So it's like, why are you doing this? But we laugh about it now, thank goodness. She's like, Mom, you're so weird.
I was that way with my first two, really protective, and that really, my son was fine. I mean, he would listen to me, and then I don't know what all he did that I don't know about, and I don't want to know everything. But my first daughter, Crystal, she struggled with that, and she definitely rebelled a lot, especially when she moved out of the house. So I knew I had to change my parenting style with Gracie. I was very free with her, like, we can go do this, you can do this, but we did a lot of things together. But as she started, driving and working, I would tell her, I want you to go do something. Stop working and coming home. I mean, that's all you do is work and come home. Like, go have fun with your friends. I didn't want her to necessarily go party every weekend, but I kind of wanted her to go party.
Socialize.
And have even if she drank, I kind of wanted her to do that so we could work through how to handle that kind of stuff while she was home and not 9 hours away. She never did it, to my knowledge. She didn't do it, but for prom, her senior year, she told me, I am going to prom and I am going to a beach house and staying the weekend. She wasn't asking me, she was telling me she was doing it. And I was like, okay, do it. But you know what's expected. You know, hold true to what you believe in also. Don't let anybody pressure you into something that you don't want to do. And have fun.
Yeah. It's good advice.
For a dress that day. We didn't have one until that day. And she left to go have pictures and go to prom and go to the beach house. And about 5 o'clock in the morning, that next morning, here she comes to the house. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what happened? And she goes, Mom, that is not all it's cracked up to be. I don't know what's wrong with people. I am not going back there. She was done with that. So I just thought, you were so responsible.
At least, though, she experienced it. She could say she experienced it, and she's like, that's not for me,
not for her, And she did have some parties in Lubbock that she went to, so.
Yeah.
But she was responsible. All of my kids knew from the very beginning, we do not drink and drive. That was something that I pounded into their head because of my mom. So they all knew.
Yeah.
I will never drink and drive. And one of the kickers about the day of her death is I told you she had gone out with that boy, a friend of hers that day. She drank while she was at that event. And I asked her friend, her roommate, why were you driving her? Because she had her own car.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Gracie had drank at that party and she did not want to drive. It had been 4 hours since the party. And she still didn't want to drive. And I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Even though she probably was not.
Even her friend telling you that.
Drunk at all.
That's a gift.
I don't think she was drunk even during that day.
Yeah.
But she had a drink.
Yeah.
And, her being so responsible in that way with a drink or two, and the other kid not, and that's how she's killed, is by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
And I just,
the irony.
I'm grateful to her and her friend, and so thankful that Gracie thought of other people in that way. Not surprised by that, but just.
Do you still speak to her girlfriend?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Good.
We don't speak often, but we keep up with each other, and she's actually an attorney.
Oh, wow.
In Amarillo, so she's a prosecutor for the district attorney's office. So
that's nice.
It's so weird to see what all of the kids have become.
Yeah.
What their career path was and what they've done. I have no idea what Gracie would be doing right now. She was going to school for business. I know she had lots of dreams. I have lots of things she wanted to do. And I believe 100% she would achieve those, but where she would be.
Yeah.
She would be married, have children. She didn't want to have children. She always got on to me about having her so late, and why would you do that and bring a kid into this world? I mean, she was really about the world, and that's why I know she would not like the way it is now. COVID
it's a mess right now.
Scared her to death. So
yeah, I think it scared everybody.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'm so glad you came and shared her story. I know it took you a little bit to kind of soak it up, but I've gotten such a response on people are like, oh my God, and I can see that there's some hope that I'm not going to be stuck in this place forever. You know, they see us laughing or talking about life, how it is now, and you know, it's just. I'm glad that it's helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially, you know, when they're it just seems like everybody, most of the people I've interviewed, they're young. You know,
Yeah.
their children are young, and that's just it's still hard to swallow.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see, I still get emotional hearing the stories. For every story I hear, I'm just like, because I don't know all the story. I may know what happened, but I don't know the whole story, and it helps me too, just talking about it or being able to relate to another parent or whatever.
Nobody can relate to
No.
that who has.
I always say this club sucks.
That have lost someone, a brother,
Yeah.
their mom, their dad, and,
Yeah.
you know, somebody, but it's not the same.
It's
thing.
totally different.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Being able to talk to somebody that knows,
The
has
pain.
an idea of what you're going through.
Yeah.
Probably they don't know how you really feel because they aren't, you know, they don't know that child or relationship you had with them, but they know how they feel